Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with a question that should shake you awake. Are you using artificial intelligence? Or is artificial intelligence using you? Because make no mistake about it, AI is not here to make your life better unless you decide to make it your servant. And if you don't, it will absolutely become your master. And when that happens, it's not the machine that destroys you, it's your own passivity. See, people are afraid that AI is going to take their jobs, their businesses, even their purpose. But let me tell you the truth. AI does not take away opportunities. It only exposes the difference between those who create value and those who just consume convenience. That's why some folks are already multiplying their income tenfold using AI, while others are sitting on the sidelines waiting to be replaced. AI is a tool, not a master. The danger is never in the tool itself. The danger is in how you choose to relate to it. Think about fire. It can either warm your home or burn your house to the ground. Money can either fund a vision or fuel destruction. Technology is the same way. Artificial intelligence is not coming to decide your future. You are the one who decides your future, and AI is just another instrument in your orchestra. The question is not whether AI is good or bad. The question is, who will you become in the presence of it? Here's the hook. Too many people are bowing down to a tool as if it were a master. They look at AI like it's this unstoppable giant that's going to take everything away from them. But the reality is, giants are only powerful if you refuse to pick up your sling. David didn't fear Goliath because he understood that Goliath was just a challenge waiting to be conquered. In the same way, AI is not an enemy, it is an amplifier. If you are already lazy, it will amplify laziness. If you are already creative, it will amplify creativity. If you are already disciplined, it will multiply your results. The master is not the algorithm. The master is the mindset that drives the use of the algorithm. Let me ask you a question that may sting a little. Are you leading the tool, or is the tool leading you? Because one of the most dangerous things you can ever do is let convenience lead your life. Convenience feels good in the moment, but it costs you in the long run. The person who lets AI write their story because they don't want to think, that person has already surrendered their power. But the person who uses AI as a partner to build, to create, to multiply, that person is walking in authority. It is not about what the tool can do. It is about what you can do with the tool. Every breakthrough in history has come with fear attached to it. When the printing press was invented, people said it would ruin society. When electricity spread across the globe, people feared it would destroy jobs. When the internet came, people said it would collapse industries. And you know what? They were partly right. It did collapse industries. But it also birthed new opportunities greater than anyone could imagine. The people who were destroyed were not destroyed by the invention itself. They were destroyed because they refused to adapt. They treated a tool as if it were a master, and in doing so, they forfeited their ability to lead. Here's another hook. If you don't become the master of the tool will master you by default. That's not because the tool has power, it's because you gave it away. Imagine giving someone a hammer. In the hands of a builder, that hammer creates a home. In the hands of a fool, that hammer destroys one. The hammer has no moral compass. It simply responds to the hand that holds it. AI is no different. It cannot lead you. It cannot guide you. It cannot choose your vision. Only you can do that. So the real decision is not whether AI is going to take your job. The real decision is whether you will rise up and claim your role as the leader in your own life. If you treat AI like a servant, it will serve you faithfully. If you treat it like a master, it will own you completely. The most dangerous slavery in the world is not physical, it is mental. And when you surrender your ability to think, to create, and to decide, you become enslaved to whatever is easiest. That is where destruction happens. But when you shift your thinking and say, this is my tool, not my master, everything changes. You start seeing opportunities instead of threats. You stop asking, what if it replaces me? And you start asking, how can I use it to multiply me? That's the difference between fear and faith, between destruction and destiny. If you refuse to lead the tool, you will be led by it. But if you rise up in wisdom, in vision, and in discipline, AI will never destroy you. It will only magnify the greatness already inside of you. AI doesn't replace people. AI replaces people who refuse to grow. That statement alone should shake you awake because it carries a truth that most people ignore. The world doesn't stop evolving just because you decide to stop learning. Growth is not optional anymore, it is survival. Every single breakthrough in history has drawn a line between those who embraced growth and those who clung to comfort. The same principle is alive today, and artificial intelligence is just the latest filter separating the two groups. If you stay stagnant, if you stop stretching yourself, you will be replaced, not because AI is too powerful, but because you chose to remain the same while everything around you accelerated. Here's the hook. Your greatest danger is not that AI will make you obsolete. Your greatest danger is that complacency already has. Think about that. The tool is not the destroyer. The destroyer is the unwillingness to grow, to adapt, to evolve. Growth is like oxygen for relevance. The moment you stop breathing it in, you begin suffocating without even realizing it. And that's where many people are today. They are spiritually alive, physically alive, but mentally and financially suffocating because they've chosen stagnation over evolution. Growth has never been comfortable, but it has always been profitable. Every new level of opportunity requires you to step out of the familiar and embrace the uncomfortable. AI is simply pressing humanity to answer the question, will you grow or will you retreat? Will you step into mastery or will you shrink into fear? And that choice determines whether AI becomes your stepping stone or your stumbling block. Don't miss this. AI is not replacing skill. AI is replacing outdated skill. It is not taking away creativity. It is taking away shallow creativity. It is not destroying work. It is destroying work that no longer adds true value. If your work is predictable, repetitive, or replaceable, then yes, AI will do it faster, cheaper, and better. But if your work is filled with vision, leadership, wisdom, empathy, strategy, those things cannot be automated. Growth is the process of upgrading yourself from the replaceable to the irreplaceable. Let me give you another hook. You are either upgrading or you are expiring. There is no middle ground. That is why personal development is not a luxury. It is a necessity. The books you read, the mentors you seek, the skills you acquire, the mindset you develop, all of these investments are the difference between being relevant in a world of change or being discarded by it. AI is only dangerous to the person who stopped growing before AI ever showed up. Think about the farmer who refused to learn machinery. The tractor didn't destroy his livelihood, his refusal to grow did. Think about the business that ignored the internet because it was too complicated. The internet didn't wipe them out. Their refusal to evolve did. Today, AI is giving us the same test. It is not asking, are you smart enough? It is asking, are you willing enough? Are you hungry enough? Are you humble enough to keep growing when it would be easier to sit back and complain? The truth is, you are either in a season of growth or a season of decline. And the people who will thrive in this age of AI are not the ones who know everything already, but the ones who are willing to learn what they don't know yet. Because growth is not about having all the answers, it's about staying teachable enough to find them. So here's the decision point. AI doesn't decide who it replaces. You do. You decide through your habits, your hunger, your willingness to grow. If you refuse growth, you've already signed the replacement notice. But if you embrace growth, you've already secured your place in a future where others will struggle. Because when you grow, you move yourself from being optional to being essential, from being replaceable to being invaluable. And no algorithm in the world can destroy that. Wealth has never been about the tools. It has always been about the value you create. People get this backward all the time. They think money comes from jobs, from industries, from technology. But money is not created by tools. Money is created by value, and value comes from solving problems for people. That's why two people can have access to the exact same technology, and one becomes a millionaire while the other becomes unemployed. It's not the tool that determines the outcome, it's the mindset of the person who uses it. Here's the hook. Tools amplify what already exists inside you. If you are careless, AI will amplify carelessness. If you are intentional, AI will amplify intention. If you are lazy, AI will multiply laziness. If you are creative, AI will multiply creativity. That's why focusing on the tool instead of focusing on your ability to create value is one of the most dangerous distractions of this era. The secret has always been the same people do not pay for tools, they pay for transformation. When someone hires you, buys from you, or partners with you, they are not interested in the fact that you know how to use AI. They are interested in the result you can produce in their life or business. AI is simply a vehicle, not the value. Imagine a carpenter walking into a home and bragging about his hammer. The homeowner doesn't care about the hammer. They care about the quality of the table, the beauty of the craftsmanship. In the same way, the marketplace doesn't care about the tool. The marketplace rewards the transformation you create with the tool. So the real question is not how advanced is AI? The real question is how valuable can you make yourself by using it? Because value is the real currency. The people who prosper are the people who figure out how to take human desires, human pain points, human challenges, and use tools to create solutions that matter. AI cannot feel those things. It doesn't know what it's like to worry about a bill, to dream about a better life for your children, or to hunger for a vision that's bigger than yourself. Only a human being can connect with those realities, and that's where true value is born. Here's another hook. The highest paid people in the world are not tool users, they are problem solvers. AI might write an article, but it can't decide which story resonates with a human soul. AI might design a product mock-up, but it can't predict what people will actually fall in love with. That's your job. That's where your creativity, your empathy, your wisdom, and your leadership come in. Those things cannot be coded, cannot be automated, and cannot be replaced. The danger is that some people are so fixated on the fear of being replaced that they forget to focus on becoming more valuable. Fear never produces fruit, only growth does. The moment you shift your perspective and say, AI is my assistant, not my replacement, you begin to see opportunities everywhere. You realize you can serve more people in less time, create higher quality results, and scale your value beyond what was ever possible before. Think of it this way: value is the seed, and AI is the fertilizer. Fertilizer can multiply what you plant, But if you plant nothing, it multiplies nothing. That's why focusing on tools without focusing on your personal value is wasted energy. You must ask yourself every day, how can I use this to create greater value for others? That question will put you in the top 1% because most people never think that way. The truth is simple wealth follows value, not tools. When you create value, money has no choice but to find you. AI is just another tool in the toolbox of history. But the carpenter of destiny is the one who knows how to create something meaningful with it. So don't obsess over the tool. Obsess over the transformation. Because the more transformation you create, the more wealth will flow into your life, regardless of how technology evolves. AI can generate words, pictures, and systems, but it cannot generate vision. That's the dividing line that separates human destiny from artificial intelligence. Vision is not just about seeing something that doesn't exist yet. Vision is about believing in it so deeply that you're willing to bring it into existence. Machines can process data, but they cannot dream. They can calculate probabilities, but they cannot hold on to a promise. That is why your vision will always be greater than any automation. Here's the hook: automation can build the car, but only vision can decide where that car is going. Too many people are so fascinated by what AI can produce that they forget what only they can produce: the clarity of direction. Vision is the steering wheel of every invention, every business, every movement. Without vision, even the most advanced systems run in circles. Think about it. The Wright brothers didn't just want to build a machine that flew. Their vision was to unlock the sky for humanity. Thomas Edison didn't just want to light a bulb. His vision was to bring light to every home. Steve Jobs didn't just want to sell electronics. His vision was to put the power of technology into the hands of everyday people in the simplest way possible. The vision always came first, and the tools always came second. That's why vision beats automation every single time. Machines can replicate patterns, but they cannot see possibilities. Visionaries look at what exists and imagine what doesn't exist yet. That's why AI cannot compete with a human being who carries a vision. It might produce faster, but it cannot lead farther. It might write an answer, but it cannot write a destiny. That responsibility belongs to you. Here's another hook. People don't follow machines, people follow leaders. And leaders lead with vision. AI cannot inspire a team, cannot rally a movement, cannot breathe courage into a generation. It can only execute instructions. Leadership requires the fire of conviction, and no algorithm has ever been able to generate fire. That's why the most important question in this AI revolution is not, what can the machine do? But what is my vision for my life, my business, my impact? If you don't have vision, you will spend your life following the instructions of someone who does. That's why vision is not optional. It is essential. Without it, you risk being swallowed by the very automation you fear. With it, you turn automation into an ally that accelerates your path. Let me remind you of this: visionaries are not afraid of tools. They are not intimidated by automation. They see tools as accelerators, not as threats. The internet didn't make Jeff Bezos wealthy. His vision for how the internet could serve people made him wealthy. Smartphones didn't make Apple valuable. Steve Jobs' vision of simplicity and design made Apple valuable. AI won't destroy you if you have vision. It will only multiply the reach of that vision. The danger comes when people outsource their vision to machines. They ask AI, what should I do with my life? That's already the wrong question. AI can give you information, but it cannot give you identity. It can summarize knowledge, but it cannot download purpose. That's the divine assignment placed in you, not in a database. So here's the challenge. Do not let automation rob you of imagination. Machines can outwork you, but they can never outdream you. Your vision is your competitive edge in a world full of technology. And if you lead with vision, you will always find that automation becomes your servant, not your replacement. Vision beats automation every time because vision has the power to move hearts, to move markets, and to move mountains. And no machine has ever been able to do that. The world is divided between those who are consumed by fear of change and those who are empowered by embracing it. That truth has always been present, but artificial intelligence has made it more visible than ever before. Some people see AI as a threat that will destroy their livelihood, while others see it as a tool that can deploy them into greater opportunities. The difference is not in the technology itself. The difference is in the mindset with which you approach it. Fear paralyzes, but faith mobilizes. Fear sees obstacles, but faith sees opportunities. And the people who learn to lean into change instead of resisting it are the people who thrive when everyone else is scrambling. Here's the hook: destruction is never the automatic outcome of disruption. Deployment is. Disruption only destroys those who cling to comfort while the world moves forward. But for those who embrace the shift, disruption becomes the doorway to destiny. Every era of human history has proven this. The printing press disrupted scribes, but it deployed authors. Electricity disrupted candle makers, but it deployed innovators. The internet disrupted some businesses, but it deployed entrepreneurs into a new age of wealth creation. AI is no different. It is not here to determine whether you succeed or fail. It is here to reveal which path you've chosen: fear or faith, destruction or deployment. The problem is that most people freeze when faced with the unknown. They sit back and say, what if this takes my job? What if this replaces me? But that question comes from the wrong perspective. The better question is, what if this multiplies me? What if this increases my capacity? What if this allows me to do in 1 year what used to take 10? That kind of thinking is the foundation of innovation. Every breakthrough starts with someone who refused to let fear dictate their choices and instead chose to explore what was possible. Another hook to remember: tools don't destroy people, they expose people. AI will expose whether you have been leading or whether you have been following. It will expose whether you are relying on predictable routines or building value that cannot be automated. If your work is rooted in tasks, then yes, the tool can destroy it. But if your work is rooted in vision, creativity, leadership, and wisdom, then the tool will deploy it to levels you could never have reached on your own. This is why the mindset of deployment is so powerful. When you see yourself as deployed, you recognize that change is not happening to you, it is happening for you. You are not being replaced, you are being repositioned. You are not being erased, you are being expanded. That kind of belief creates energy, and energy creates momentum. Momentum is the difference between watching opportunities pass by and being the one who creates them. Every time history changes, people divide into two groups: those who resist and those who rise. Those who resist end up telling stories of how things used to be. Those who rise end up writing the future. Which group you fall into depends entirely on whether you allow yourself to be destroyed or deployed. It is a choice, and the choice is made not once, but every day in the way you think, the way you act, and the way you respond to change. So let me leave you with this thought. You are not here to be consumed by fear. You are here to create, to lead, to multiply. AI is not your enemy, it is your servant. It is not here to destroy you, it is here to deploy you. And the moment you decide to embrace that reality, you stop being a victim of change and start being a victor in the midst of it. Because in the end, the people who master their mindset will always master their tools, and the people who embrace deployment will never be destroyed. So here's the bottom line: don't be destroyed by AI. Be deployed by AI. Let it be the tool that magnifies your gifts, multiplies your value, and expands your impact. Because if you learn how to lead with vision, faith, and wisdom, AI will never destroy you. It will only enhance you. And the people who master themselves will always master the tools.